Episode 2, since the camera fell down. Trial and error here, people. First time I'm attempting this. Other than me actually duct taping this goddamn thing to my car. Hopefully it doesn't fall down again. Like I said, brought to you by the potholes of Philadelphia. The camera just fucking completely, excuse my language. My dad and then out. Completely just fell. Knock yourself out, GMAC or GMC. We're all going the same place. To the red light. That's Polish for idiot. I'm not Polish. I have a good close friend that just started recently actually uploading and posting to YouTube. She does actually really good work for just doing it in a short time, and I'm just trying to actually replicate some things that she's actually in, making an initiative for herself and doing something in her spare time. I'm just trying to follow suit and see if it's something that's applicable to me and my lifestyle. Me actually having so much of a footprint, knowing the city as well as I do. And don't worry, people, I will do my best to keep you away from the insanity and craziness that is Kensington. If you are looking for that content, trust me, there are plenty of other channels, especially on YouTube, that have cataloged the fentanyl epidemic and just overall the drug epidemic in the city of Philadelphia, especially in the Kensington and Allegheny area. Coming up in another half a block on the left-hand side is one of the best pound cakes that you can actually get within the city limits of Philly, Stock's Bakery. I don't care that they add quite possibly the worst stuff you can actually put into your body with a pound cake, but that place, oh man, that pound cake and the frosting. I celebrated my personal birthday last week, and I stopped by there to pick up my own cake. I didn't give a damn. I said, I'm treating myself to Stocks. What the hell are we living for? You only live life once. Inject yourself with all this terrible freaking additives, whatnot. The cake just tastes incredible. It's the frosting, I think. It's the frosting. I might have lied. I think I'm actually going to come within a few blocks of Kensington and Allegheny coming this way. I was going to give you guys the Aramingo Avenue drive-through. Let's live dangerously. And in Philadelphia, that's almost every other block. I feel like it's a bad rap. It's actually a great town. It's a great city. We're very passionate about a lot of things. Of course, everyone knows our passion for for our sports teams. Everyone in the city of Philadelphia will tell you in 2025 that the 76ers stink. The Flyers stink. The Phillies, I don't know what the Phillies are going to do. But the Eagles can do no wrong in this city. We just won the Super Bowl a couple months ago. Second Super Bowl in, I believe, the last 8 years. And I think that's our third World Championship. Before it was called the Super Bowl, the Eagles did win, but nobody counts it as actual winning a championship. Because they changed the NFL championship to be called the Super Bowl. So technically the Eagles have won, if I'm not mistaken, 3 World Championships. Not just the 2 Super Bowls, but hey, like I said, they don't count it. They don't count it. All I know is that we won more than the damn Cowboys in the last. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Delete. I did not eat that red light. We won more than the Cowboys in the last 20 years. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. Another thing about cars in this area, the general area, a lot of these, like the car in front of me is it's got to be a 30-year-old Toyota Corolla. You'll notice that there's so many different cars, or you might not notice it, depending if I capture the footage here today or not, or in the future, that there are so many old cars in Philly, but some of these folks find ways to actually make these cars last forever. In front of me is not in the baddest, the worst shape either for such an old car. Some people just cherish what they actually have, take good care of it. And Toyotas, for all intents and purposes, Toyotas and Hondas, those cars were just built to last forever. If you just take care of them. Some very general TLC, those things will actually take care of you and run forever. It's the honest truth. Best car I ever owned was a Honda. Had a Honda Accord, 2007. The only problem with it was a V6. It was a V6, which for the Honda V6 VTEC engine, which that engine was just too much for that car's transmission. Now, if I had a 4-cylinder, that I wouldn't have had a problem with it. I did have to replace the transmission in that. I'm over here telling everyone that they're the best cars, but they truly are. But for some reason, the Accord's transmission was just inefficient for the engine, that VTEC engine they put in it. We're gonna go the crazy way now. This is an area of the city that can use some serious TLC. So we're exactly probably not even half a mile from the insanity that is Kensington and Allegheny, with people that are hunched over looking like zombies. I'm not going to drive by there, but I am just to the right of that area. Selling angels. Yeah, it's getting warm outside. Everyone's bringing out their little Instacarts, little tents, actually selling Spanish food out here. Pinchos is what we call, meat on a stick. It can be pork, it can be chicken, it can be beef. Barbecue it up, they grill it, Just look at that stuff. Tell you one thing, a couple pinchos right now. A couple chicken pinchos with a couple of tostones right now. And a malta. Or a cola champagne. Oh, I'd be in heaven. Even though I'm not supposed to be eating that stuff. I'm Puerto Rican. Sorry. I love food. So this is Allegheny Avenue. Like if I were to turn right and go straight down for anywhere from 3/4 of a mile to half a mile, that's where the insanity begins. And you see a completely different demographic of human. And I kid you not when I say that. It's sad. It's sad really, because it's a section of the city that when I was growing up was one that my family visited quite frequently and often, because there was so many different shops and establishments and department stores that were directly underneath a stretch of road here called Frankford Avenue. I mean, my family lived in this department store called Levin's. They were big in the Philly area back in the 70s and super early 80s. I think by the mid 80s they ceased to exist. We lived in that store. I hated it when I was a kid. Oh God. But there was a lot of different shopping centers. The banks were all up and down Frankford Avenue. And seeing it now, it breaks my heart. It's just it's not a good area even to walk around. And then you have of course the elevated train, the L train is there, and it's like the entanglement of zombified humans that are completely like in a state of disarray and completely zoned out, and the poor passengers that are actually taking public transportation in and out of that area is a safety hazard between the people on the street, the panhandling, and I mean, there's needles all over the place. You know, let me tell you something. Don't be walking around this area with flip-flops on. No bueno. But that's all I'll say about that. You know, I wish there was something. I wish there was more that we can do, or I wish there was more that the city can actually do to actually help revitalize that. And they did try last year around. I think it was probably around a year ago now. That sadly for new recruits for the police department, they actually were putting new cops out there, just circling and actually doing like walking beats, also beats on bikes, but doing a little bit more of active patrols in that general area, trying to actually keep that element out. And I think for a good majority of the time, they were able to actually push back, and those people actually were getting some type of treatment in some treatment centers that got set up. And then I think the funding, or there was a change made. It might have actually happened even before that. I might have it wrong. I think when the new mayor of the city took over, that might have actually changed. The former mayor was a crook. Hit us with a sugar tax, which I just don't see. It's a long story. So we're pretty much in the heart of North Philly, heading into Northeast Philadelphia. I reside right at the cusp. I'm right between. I'm considered in North Philly, just a mile, probably a mile and a half shy of being considered Northeast Neither one's great. For all intents and purposes, I've been trying to actually get out of the city of Philadelphia now. It's a great city, don't get me wrong, but when you've lived here all your life, you want a different scene of pace, and I just want to actually get out and possibly relocate to the suburbs, get out of town. This traffic and all this stuff is just a little bit too much for me. I'm getting older. I want simplicity in life, not traffic jams and young riffraff on ATVs and scooters and dirt bikes zooming by all the time. Although the police have been doing a better job of rounding those people up, but it's still early. It's still springtime. Wait till the summer. It's only the first week in May. The rowdiness will begin soon. I'm sure of it. I can sense that my camera over there's about to fall over again. I'm going to be nearing this video is going to be nearing the end in a minute now. Probably just stop it short in here in the next block or two. That was not me beeping, by the way. We have a bunch of street closures that's impacting the traffic in this area immensely, because there are some bridges that encompass a good part of, like right here, it's called Hunting Park Avenue. And the superstructure of the bridge it was in such a state of disarray that about 4 years ago they cut it down from 4 lanes to 1 lane in each direction, and then they had trucks diverted to actually take other thoroughfares through the city because of the possibility of a catastrophic event actually happening to that bridge. So they closed it off about several months ago, and they're repairing the superstructure of the bridge, but they haven't told anyone in this immediate community as to when there's an ETA on when that's going to be repaired. Problem is, they started doing the same thing and in another area that's also a major artery in this short little area. We're in Juniata Park section of Philadelphia. That's what this area is. Well, it's Juniata Park / Longcrest. But up here on Wyoming Avenue, there's another stretch of highway that got closed off 2 years ago for the same problem, because I guess someone got caught not doing their due diligence checking on these overpasses, and this one got closed off, and this one's been out of commission for even longer than Hunting Park Avenue. So in this general area, the traffic around this time of day is an absolute nightmare. Well, let me know if the footage I captured today was any good. I'm actually just trying to test with the video quality. Trying to post a little bit more to get to a certain I have to meet a certain threshold on YouTube in order to actually have the programming unlock the ability for me to actual live stream, and that's the whole goal I'm actually trying to do here with creating this content, is loading some things up. But I hope everyone's well. I wish you well, and I'm confident that I'll probably post, or I'll probably upload another video at some point in time tomorrow. Maybe I'll take another drive out, give you some comms, and see what's what. All right, everyone.